Well, good morning. Good morning. Woohoo! It's Monday. Yay. Was I convincing? Yes, it is Monday. We made it through another weekend, which aren't really like weekends. They are, but they're different. You know how before we went into this quarantine, it was like, ooh, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and now they kind of just like all just meld in together. So we have been very cognizant in our household, my husband Brian and I, to do things, put things in place to separate our work week from the weekend, especially for those of us who work from home. But first of all, who am I? Oh, there it is on the screen. Thank goodness. Loren Michaels Harris, welcome, welcome, and welcome again to our Monday edition of Bathrobe Moments. How are you? Listen, I wanted to say that over the weekend, we did a whole bunch of stuff. Of course, everybody's got 1,000 projects. People have painted rooms, torn up carpet, all kinds of things. I think there'll be a lot of babies born soon in the next 9 months, more than usual, and you get why. So, come on in. Hi, everybody. Good morning to you. Look at all you beautiful people. Hi, Annie and Andrea and the rest of you. Good morning to you. Okay, good. Come on in. The door's open. Just wipe your feet, come in, have a seat. So what did you do over the weekend? Let me tell you what's been happening with me as far as how I'm dealing with this quarantine. I have turned to cooking. Now, I usually cook on Sundays, do a Sunday dinner. Yesterday, it was like, oh, Annie, I used some of your adobo and those little orange packages, the Spanish stuff that you said, you know what it is. I used that yesterday because I made Spanish oxtails from a YouTube video I saw. They were phenomenal. Annie, I used that rice from when you were here and you made me Spanish rice and beans. We used that rice. It was great. I did greens, so I had some of our culture in there. I had greens, and what else did I do? Oh, my guests that are coming on tomorrow from Italy, they have a V cleanse. Well, it's called V cleanse, V body cleanse. Yeah, V phase body cleanse. That's it. And they are vegans, and they gave me a vegan soup recipe off their YouTube channel that I executed. It was a butternut squash and pineapple soup. It was absolutely delish. So I have that for the week. And so anyway, we went for like an hour-long bike ride. I almost had to walk that bike home. I was so tired. Saturday, we did that. It was beautiful weather. And then one of the things we've been doing is we got this thing called Jackbox, which are games that you can, you send it, the Zoom link to all your friends and family. Then you sit there and you play these great trivia games and whatnot. So we did an adult one with a bunch of, I think it was 8 of us on Saturday night. And then we had one with just our nieces. Our 2 nieces, so it was just the 4 of us yesterday afternoon. It was really nice. So just some ideas of things you can do. What are you doing to keep the mundaneness from overtaking you? What are you doing to keep it fun and exciting and not just like anything just for the sake of doing it? What are you doing to make sure that every day at the end of the day, you still feel that feeling of, wow, I'm a better version of me today. I really did the damn thing. If we don't look into that mindset, why should the sun rise and fall? The sun rises because there's still work to do. It means that you still got something to learn. You still have people to touch and to impact with your message. So keep that in mind. I want to show you another last thing before I get my 2 guests in here. We have 2 guests today. It's time to hear from our resident light worker, Dominique Rivera of Howell Wellness. We're going to hear from her, and she brought a friend of hers, another person who is a master at several different what would you say? I don't want to say platforms, but just several different enlightenment sources. I'll call it that, and she'll straighten me out when she gets in here on what I should have said. But anyway, we have Nelsita here today, along with Dominique. And I wanted to say something. I got to do a little, and I'm going to start being a little more pushy when it comes to these things, because I want to tell you, I really feel, you notice I've been bringing in a lot of experts, people that tell us what's really going on. We had the securities guy from the Pentagon last week telling us about all roads point to this is going to get, it's going to be here longer than we would like. Let's put it that way. So we just got to get with it. It's not the end of the world. in history, people have done what they had to do. And so when it comes to your brand, when it comes to your business, I am telling you, I know what I'm talking about here. I felt this a month ago. It came to me, to move through me. And I've been working with some people. And I just want you to know, if you want to keep your head above water, if you don't want to drown, this superhighway is bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper right now. Everybody is going to what we're looking at, digital everything, or else their brand is going to get swept away in the whitewater rapids. That's just the way it's going to be. So I've started working with some people because I've been doing this like this for 4 years. And so I want to show you a little something that you might want to consider. And if not you, share it with someone you know. We don't want to lose the backbone of this country, which is small businesses, home-based businesses. And I know I'm not trying to sell somebody some big $8,000 package or anything, but I do know a few things. And I know that just like in multiple streams of income, that's what people are going to need, multiple streams of income. And just like now, you know, changing my platform with Bathrobe Moments and bringing in sponsors. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Multiple streams of income. When one falls off, you still got a few more. Okay. I think it's going to be a part of the new normal. Just in case, take a look at this. And if it resonates with you, if you feel something speaking to you, then get at your boy. Okay. Thank you. Just take a couple seconds and then we'll bring our guest in. You know me, I am not techie. Okay. And I need this right here. And here we go. Okay, so there we go. Listen, you guys, it is not just a brand new world. It is our brand new world. And so we are going to uplift, edify, and encourage each other. We're not fear-based. We're love-based. And let's get our guest in here today. Dominique's here. Nelsita's here. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Doing great. Thanks, God.
Good. Good. Talk about a stark contrast. Look at these two sets. Nelsita's I'm just sitting here. I don't need a bunch of stuff behind me. I got my clear water bottle, no label on it, nothing. She's not trying to, you got to pay her to get promoted on her show. And then Dominique's got all this color and flair. I'm just glad because, you know, the content is what we're here for. And so Dominique Rivera, our resident light worker, you've been here several times. And I want to try to get you back here. I told you last time, like once a month. but you're so busy, especially now that we're in the midst of this pandemic. And introduce yourself to everyone and tell us who you brought with you today.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dominique Rivera. As Mr. Loren introduced me, thank you very much. Happy to be here. And today's our anniversary from our first visit around this. Yep, 2 years ago, the exact day today.
Wow. And I did not know that when I booked you.
You didn't, and this is not the first time you and me synchronize on something like this. We've had that in the past, which is amazing. But I am a Reiki master teacher, integrated energy therapy master instructor, psychic medium, and as well as the Oracle of Apollo and founder of Healing Ourselves While Learning Awareness Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this is Nelsida.
Good morning, everyone. I'm a Reiki.
Hi, Nelsida.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Thank you. I love your accent.
Thank you. Dominican accent.
I love it.
I'm a Reiki master. That's my teacher, Dominique Rivera. So she bring me here so we can speak a little bit about spirituality, whatever's going on in this world now. And I'm so glad to be here and share, whatever we think that we can help.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. You guys, new to season 4. Hold on. Before I get sued, help me welcome to the show because she's under contract. My sidekick, my best gal, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. The regular Folgers we drank all last week, couldn't do it. I had to make a run to the front lines, also known as the grocery store, this weekend, and I got some more flavored coffee. So I just have some hazelnut cream. But also new this season. Season 4 of Bathrobe Moments is the bell of purpose. And you guys know what this means. When I ring this bell, it means that our guests have said something that is worthy of hearts on the screen, a round of applause, a hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Can I get an amen? Something like that. So this is your chance to fulfill an innate need. We all have an innate desire to be a part of something greater than ourselves. It doesn't have to be climbing a building, building a school for orphans. You can do something as simplistic as when you hear something that you go, that's good. Dominique, you said something, girl, when you said that. Start a watch party. Share the fun. Share the knowledge. Don't keep it to yourself. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, and I'm going to let it shine by hitting the share button, inviting friends, or starting a watch party. That's what you do when you hear something that gives you the chills, something that changes you. Why do you want to keep it to yourself? Share it. I guarantee you one day you're going to be grateful that you did. So that's how you become a part of the show, other than just sitting there like a bump on a log. Okay. Can I get an amen? Thank you. So I want to know, everybody is still like, they're extending these stay-at-home orders all over. Now they're loosening the bootstraps, like in Georgia and other places. But what's happening is, we all thought when it first came out the first week, you know how this is. It'll be a couple weeks. Dominique, you froze. Can she hear us? Okay, you kind of moved a little. Dominique Rivera. Okay. She froze. Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, it's fighting with you. So you must got something good to say because with those internet boogies are trying to. So anyway, it's been changing since we began. We think it's going to be done. At first we thought, this will be done in a week or two. Then we said, okay, we got quarantine. And now it's like, now they're extending it. I feel like this. I don't feel like we should plan tomorrow based on question marks. Let's base tomorrow on what we know to be true. That's the stuff that is never going to change, and it's never going to change on us. So Dominique, a lot of this stuff, now is the time, I feel more than ever, for people to sit, because we're all been, the Ferris wheel that we ride called life has been stopped. And everybody's sitting up in the Ferris wheel in their little car, just sitting there waiting for the guy down there, or guy up there, or the girl up there, to get the ride going again. But it's not just to sit going, la, 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 la. We can be doing work on ourselves. We can be reattaching, finding where's that plug to reconnect to what is greater than us, tapping into gifts like your girl Nelsida is doing, tapping in to her gifts. She didn't always do what she's doing with you now. she came and if you seek, you find it. So tell us, what do you feel is going on? Give us some direction. If people are starting to feel their heart go like this every day because I'm going crazy in this house, how do we reconnect? How do we center ourselves? And how do we keep evolving?
Wow. Well, this is a very difficult time for a lot of people right now. And the collective energy lately, I have been getting numerous clients and students, what's going on today? I feel so sad. I feel like this over energy over me that's burdening me, but it's not coming from within me. Or maybe it is, but it's being hyper triggered by the cumulative energy that's going on. So a lot of people have been showing signs of sadness and not feeling very well or like themselves as of lately. And this is all because the collective energy, just like you said, that Ferris wheel, it has become stagnant. We have stopped moving forward. We are seizing. Everything's slowing down. And for a lot of us, this may seem like a disadvantage or like a bad thing. But we think of this as winter time, then it'll probably change your perspective a little bit. When we start to come into the winter, all of nature, the leaves start to fall. All of nature goes into this hibernation state. And that's because it's preparing to regenerate and rebirth. So it has to heal from everything that it has gone through. So essentially what's happening right now as a collective, we're all being forced to have a perspective shift. We're being forced to look within. And this big shift that is inevitable, that is coming for everyone, and to happen for everyone, it won't happen until we all put the work in and until this basically bubbles over. Like, we have to have a big impact for us to have like that epiphany moment.
Have you heard anything? Because I know how you are, and I've actually lived and experienced what you and your angels can do. And that's the truth, you guys. Listen, I ain't trying to say anything. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. Stick with what you know to be true, just like I'm going to do. But I know back last year when I was having a medical scare, you remember, Dominique, I say this every time we're together on here, I tell this story. And I kept going. I was on my 4th or 5th MRI and whatever those things are when they send you in the tunnel and, excuse me. And I didn't know what it was. And I felt this pain thing down there in my pelvis area inside. And I'm thinking, oh, Lord Jesus, it's cancer. I'm done. The upper room. I just knew it. And then you called me out of the blue. And I remember when you were telling me that, the angels were in there and they were moving something, removing it as we speak. And then I went and I was on my way home from my last appointment for that thing. And now it's disappeared and no one said anything more about it. And when you said they were moving it, I believe they did because it's gone. So I know you know something. So I'm ringing the bell on that. I can only speak for me. But what have you heard? I know you have a connection. You have guardian angels, and you really, and I believe it. We all do. So did you get any kind of, have you heard anything? Have you felt anything? Have you been guided to share anything about what's really going on?
It just feels like, to me, and through what my guides' perceptions have shown me, is just like I explained about the winter. We're like in this recess, and we all really need to learn to appreciate what we have in this moment right now, not get so caught up in, like you said, what we're doing tomorrow, knowing what your truths are by appreciating what you have in the current moment. Because I feel like this is an eye opener for so many people, like how fickle life is. How quickly things can change, and how the wheel of fortune can be turning for us or against us in any given moment. And that can shift at any moment. So it's like appreciation, and then also looking within, doing the shadow work. And for a lot of people, you hear the word shadow, and that sounds like such a scary concept. But
I was just going to say that because you said shadow. I was like, what? Where? And that's not how it is.
No. So basically we have two sides to our analytical mind and our mentality. We have this conscious mind and our subconscious mind. When we bring awareness to any part or any memory or any emotion, we call that conscious, and it's awareness. It is in the light. Anything that we are suppressing or we have ignored or we're not giving any mind to or heed to, it is in our shadow. And that's because we take the flame of awareness away from that area and we bring it to something that's more pleasurable. We bring it to something that's more easy to or palatable. And so that's where we stay. So it's important for us to do that shadow work. Like, where am I today? Okay, maybe we can't figure out what's happening tomorrow, but where am I today? Where are these things that I've brought with myself to today? And how can I let go of these things that no longer serve me so that when I arrive into my tomorrow, I'm that better version of myself? And this is a very good time for that right now.
It's a great time for that every day, but even more so now because all of us have been like, super glued to our seats. Sit your butt down for a second. And Dominique and wait a minute.
Nelsida.
I have to look. I have it phonetically written down. I have to look at it. I'm public school. That's all I can tell y'all. I went to public school. So good morning, Schaefer Suggs, everybody. Just joined us. He is a retired NFL football player from the Jets. Days gone by. Has a wonderful show that airs right after mine, actually, on all of the platforms I mentioned earlier with his daughter. It's called F3, Faith, Family, and Focus. So get over and check that out. Good to see you here, Schaefer. Thanks for stopping by. And to the rest of you that have stopped by, welcome. You're in the midst of Bathrobe Moments Monday edition with Nelsida, Dominique Rivera, light workers, enlightened women, spirits, and they're here to tell us what they're doing. So Nelsida, I want to know about you really quickly. What was it? How long have you been actually honing your craft? When did you say, oh, you know what? I believe there's something more out there. I believe there's something more for me. And said, I want to hone that. I want to increase my understanding of that. And then you went looking and found Dominique and whatever else you found. What made you do that? And how long has it been?
I think that whenever we get to the point that we really like a bat in our life, we look for something higher. Like when you cannot do it by yourself, everything going on in your life, like everything every day turning bad, you say, I cannot do it by myself. Have to be something higher that could help me to get to the next level because I couldn't do it by myself. That's when I was passing by to the center and I was curious and I asked, what is this right here? This is the voodoo place? She said, no, oh my God, this is like an angel place. This is a Reiki place where you can and read and share with other people. So since the first time that I pass, I feel peace at that place. And since like 2.5 years, I never miss a day. Since now that thing, changed our life. But I find peace. I find people that give love. I think that's how we would need love. And that's what I find in Reiki. And that's what I find in IET, like working with the angels. And by helping, she helped me. And I help others. That's how I become like better person.
Amen. That's right. That's great. Being of service to others. So listen, Nelsida, do you believe that, I know there's no way to really know, but just how do you feel? Do you believe 2 years ago when you passed the Dominique's Wellness Center, Howell Wellness Center, and you were, was it my breath? I brushed. It should smell like banana. No, there she is.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. The connection there.
Do I need a breath mint? Nelsida, do I need a breath mint? Was my breath offensive? I'm sorry. She doesn't get it. Listen, so do you feel that, you went in there 2 years ago, the person that walked in that door that day, what if that person were going through the pandemic right now? Do you think the old you would be able to handle it with such grace as you do now? How do you feel what you've learned over the last 2 years, I guess is the question. How do you feel all of that is helping you now to maintain and help others? What do you know now that you didn't know then?
We all may be new, but we don't want to accept that we all have something greater within ourselves, but we have to work so that thing come out of ourselves. It's inside of us, but you have to look for it. Once you look, you will find it.
Seek and you will find. It's absolutely right. When you said look inside ourselves, I had actually written down, it's here on the paper. Dominique, you know how I am about writing stuff down. And then it's like, oh my God, remember how that used to happen to us all the time? The I-N words. I wrote that down because I wanted to make sure we talked about that here today on the show. And when I refer to in words, I mean in words, like there it is, inward, instinct, insight, intuition, all the words that start with in, they point us back to the safest place, the place that we can count on the most, because that, and the place that gives us the signs that we need something other than what's already here. And you can only find that. I can't decide, oh, I want to be better at this based on what every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there tells me. You need to do this, Loren. You know what you should do. I can't go by that. I have to go by what I feel spirit, source telling me. Loren, you need to improve here. You need to escalate and evolve here. You need more people like this. It always tells me. It tells me through red flags, chills, goosebumps. Yeah. So let's talk about that intuition that a lot of people, they always use words that deceive when it's speaking to them. They'll go like, huh, isn't that strange how, the weirdest thing happened? I can't believe, ain't it funny? Ooh, this banana is good as hell. All those are words that deceive. They make you not believe in something that is so purposeful.
It's true.
Talk about that.
It's true. And you know what's funny? I literally just made a TikTok about this yesterday. The Oracle of Apollo TikTok.
To be on there.
Shameless advertising. But I actually made a video about this yesterday because hosting other people, I have learned that people devalue the experience before they can even express it because of self-criticism and judgments that they have within them. So let's say I guide a meditation and someone starts with, well, nothing happened, but, and then they'll tell me what happened. So immediately out the get-go, it's like saying, you get a new dress on and you look fabulous in it. You're like, oh, this is like an ugly dress, but everyone's complimenting
the dress is good, but look at my ass. Right. You got to always find something wrong with something.
Right. So you're already becoming your worst enemy in that facet, because now what you're doing is you're creating a state of resistance. When we are in a state of resistance, there is no growth. There is only clashing. There's only headbutting and stillness. So we have to allow that ourselves to be in a state of surrender, accept the experience.
You better preach.
Accept the experience for what has happened, because in that experience, I feel like I'm going somewhere with this, because in that experience is where faith is built, because that experience is the eye-opening moment where it's like, listen, you've been praying. This is me, universe, how God source, whatever you want to call it. This is me answering your prayers, and I need you to open your eyes and get with it, because if not, you're going to miss the train.
Amen. Y'all better quit playing. You saw what it said. Quit playing and get some hearts up on that screen. Karen, good point. Great point, actually. Karen says, put some hearts on screen for Karen. Yes, we need to stop shooting on ourselves and let our inner voice guide us. And it's true. It's true. Tracy Randolph, good morning. Thank you for stopping by. And Karen, I just want to say to you off topic real quick. I watched one of your lives last night, and comparative, put it in there. Boy, that was good. That was good. I hit the bell or the whatever it was that lets me know that when you go live, because I plan on following you every time I see you go live. Great content. Thank you for that. So, okay. So talk about this more about what about people. Here's the thing that stopped me for so many years. Dominique, about hearing that inner voice and understanding it, because it sounded like me talking to me, like when you're thinking to yourself, tell people, how is it? Okay, our girl is back. How is it? What can we do to help understand when someone's speaking to us or through us? And it's not just me going, okay, that's stupid. Because when it's those great. What'd you say? Nelsita.
Yes.
We can hear that conversation, right?
Oh, sorry.
I was like, what'd you say? Let us in, girl. Cut us in or cut it out. I'm just kidding. And I can't speak Spanish.
The internet is really bad.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. We're dealing with it. So listen. So Dominique, the thing is a lot of people get confused. They're like, I don't have anything that speaks to me, but we all do, right?
Right. We all do. And we all have a purpose and we're all here. All of us have something to offer. It's just, do we believe it is one thing. And if we don't believe it, why don't we believe it? Is it because someone else told us we couldn't do it? Or is it because some situation has created that idea within ourselves and then our habits have instilled that inside of us? So it's kind of like you have to find it. We all have that purpose and we all have those guides with us. And yes, they do sound like you because essentially it's your higher self. This is your God consciousness, your soul, whatever you want to call it, but it is your higher self. So it's going to sound like you, and that's okay. Now, how we can practice discernment. How is this different from ego, right? This is where this kind of plays the part.
Yeah.
When it's said, how does this affect the grander scheme? Am I reacting or am I trying to reason from a place of feeling or a place of hurt? Am I trying to cope or am I trying to excel? Am I trying to solve or am I resisting and creating and I'm creating stress within myself? Anything that's obsessive is not from, anything that's just confusion is not from your highest self. Anything that's obsession is not from your highest self. And then people go, well, if I'm manifesting and I can't get excited because I'm then pushing away what I'm manifesting, how do I work through that? And we have something called spiritual eagerness. Eagerness is not the same as excitement. Excitement comes from the lower chakras, which is the fear centers and the physical centers. And eager comes from the respect and knowing and having full faith in the divine that it is going and coming for me, whatever that greater thing is.
I want to butt in here. Thank you for that. For Tracy Randolph, if you're still watching, can you throw some hearts on the screen so I know real quick? Because Dominique, I want you to speak to something that I know you guys are the light workers and all, but while you were just talking just now, Tracy's here, good. While you were just talking, you know how you'll hear it. This is so, I was going to say some words that deceive, crazy, you know, that while we were just talking about this, when you hear the voice, how do you know it's not you? I'm getting ready to show you. While Dominique was talking, I kept hearing, Dominique has a message for Tracy. Now, let me tell you, let me set this up. Tracy, we're in here, we're talking about the pandemic, but we're talking about things that are not the obvious. That's what we're trying to talk about here today. Tracy has had 4 family members contract the virus and you know, be tested positive. Her mother, who went home, as a matter of fact, the guest on the show tomorrow created the cleanse that Tracy reached for as a life jacket and through her mother, took her out of the hospital, took her home, gave her this cleanse, and she's recovered. The other 3 family members all transitioned.
Wow.
So Tracy has lost 3 family members since this pandemic began. And so she could be, there are people like Tracy who are really dealing with this deeply, deeply, deeply. Yes, and I want you, I don't know if it's through your cards or what, but I've heard something saying that, Dominique, you need to say something to Tracy.
First and foremost, how I feel and sense people, for those that are watching, is the word called somatic. That means I physically feel where there are blockages in the body, where people need healing at in the body, where there's energetic tethers or disconnections, and these all create different physical symptoms. So this is Tracy, you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Tracy. So what I have for you right now is that I am actually feeling, I'm feeling a collapse of you. I am feeling a collapse of you in your willpower center. That's your solar plexus. For those of you who don't know, that's here in the stomach. And lower down and to the left, I'm feeling a huge block. And this can be discomfort. This can come as pain to you. But I feel you collapse. And it's an understandably so time because you have so many losses. But it feels almost like I'm nothing. I feel like you're just a shell of a human right now. Like all of your identity that has been tethered to these other people has kind of like crumbled you. And this is what I'm getting a sense of. I need you to understand that this is very dark time for you. And I think you're not even letting other people know how dark this time is for you. But I need you to understand, I feel like I'm going to cry. There's a lot of emotion behind this because your guides, you feel that too? Yeah.
I do too. Yeah. I do too. And I know Tracy, and you keep going.
Yeah, there's a lot of sorrow behind this, and not just like because you're going through it, but your guides are feeling that for you too, that compassion. You're not alone. And there's an angel called Azrael. He is the angel of compassion and mercy and death. But when we call upon him, he helps soothe us because he respects death and understands every facet of it so well. So call upon him to be with you, but understand that there's purpose for you still. So you cannot go anywhere yet. There is still purpose. Analytical is the word that's coming up for me right now. There is still purpose for you. And there's a chart. I don't know what this chart is, but there's a chart and it's showing your growth. Okay, so July is a very special time for you, so be open to that. There's blessings still coming for you, and I know it's kind of like you spill 3 cups and only have 2. I understand that, but when universe takes away from us, it's because he wants us to direct our attention and give our full attention to something else. That doesn't mean that you lose that love, because love is never lost. It's only transition, and it stays within us forever. That is the beautiful gift of life that life gives us. But there's something greater for you, and I need you to really dig down deep and show up for yourself. Even if it's come out of bed, brush your teeth. I need you to show up for yourself, especially to July. There's a big, big blessing for you in July.
Amen. And everybody, I'm going to tell you something. I'm telling y'all, Dominique's the real deal. Dominique is the real deal. And I want you to listen closely. She just said to you, Tracy, I need you. She didn't say I want you. When a person, and when it's about, ego or because they know they have people in the palm of their hands or whatever, it's a different way of communicating. When you communicate from a place of need or want. You hear me say that all the time. When your baby's cried, you didn't say, oh, I wonder what the baby wants. You said, I wonder let me go see what the baby needs. Because that baby doesn't cry unless there is a need. I need to be picked up. I need to be changed. So whenever you hear the word need preceding some type of an instruction, it means that there's a plan built into it. Wants are like wishes. Needs have a plan built in. Y'all better quit playing up in here and get some hearts on the screen. Woo! I'm feeling it today. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. That's right. Nelsita.
You know what I would like to do? I was waiting for you to give me a chance. We want to send Dominic, if you agree, like some Reiki to the people who are listening to the show, so they could have they could feel the healing. Whoever's there connected or whoever's seen the video, we can send Reiki so they could feel the healing. Because I was really sad when you was explaining to her. I feel like to cry. So we need to send like healing or love so people could feel that, it's something better than this. It's love.
Yeah.
All this.
Okay, Nelsita, I'm a believer now. I had to wait because I don't know you from Eve, but your first time here, our first time meeting. But I just wrote down right before you said that where I felt we needed to go next, and it was about, you see, it's in the parentheses, fear. I was going to say, what can we do to get, everybody has even me, some modicum of fear inside about what's going to go with this thing. What's it going to turn into? Oh, Lord Jesus, is it the end of the world? We all do. We may not say it or act like we don't feel it, but down in there, and you got to be careful of that because there are only 2 sponsoring thoughts in this universe. You either going to step off in faith or you're going to step off in fear. Each one of those acts and serves as a seed. So if you have a seed of fear, you're going to get a plant that grew from fear, and that plant is going to bear fruit of fear. Yes. If you use love, you're going to have a plant of love, and you're going to bear fruit based in love. So we're going to talk about that. So see, there it is. There it is. Nelsita said, let's talk about love. Let's send some love. So I'm going to sit back, send the love. I'm ready for it.
All right, Nelsita.
I want to, try to send the Reiki to everyone so they could feel the love and they could feel that there's some hope. And like this pandemic can bring us together as like we all one. And we all love, so we can learn something from the bath.
Amen.
It's true.
Send to me, and don't try. Ain't no trying when you send it to me. It's coming.
And Nelsita, you can go ahead and take the forefront on that, and I'll explain about the fear base. So Nelsita's going to transmit you guys Reiki. All you have to do is just be open and receptive and just say, I allow to receive. And if you are a little bit doubtful, you can say, for my highest and greatest good and for my highest and greatest healing. And you are.
For those out there and sitting right here in this burgundy chair, can you just give us the Reader's Digest definition of what Reiki is?
Yes. So Reiki is basically the word you were looking for earlier when you said I would correct you is modality. That is the word. So genre is modality for here. So Reiki is a type of healing modality. It was brought over from Japan in 1920 by Dr. Mikao Usui, who brought it over as a treatment. And he wanted to be able for people to develop this kind of system within themselves where when they felt depleted, they could recharge themselves. So we work with different energy centers in the body. Energy centers within our body hold emotional stresses that have been lingering. And those stresses, they become somatic, like the word we learned earlier. So they become physical. And what we do is we try to tackle them before they become physical. So that way we're always in alignment with ourselves, with our truest beliefs. And that tends to shift our old way of thinking and help us heal by learning how to de-stress and interact with ourselves. A lot of us have a disconnect in interacting with ourselves. We don't know how to do it. A lot
of people can't do it. Don't know how to do it. And that's what's affecting so many. Let's let the Reiki roll. Reiki, roll.
Let's do that for a good solid minute. So if everybody's there, just kind of relax, open your eye, close your eyes, take a breath in. Angels, guides, and ascended masters, please guide, direct, surround, and protect every single individual that is watching this broadcast right now. And let this transmit to them for their highest and greatest good and their highest and individual greatest healing. So be it.
Amen.
Just take a breath in. Just think of this as a meditation moment. You're just following your breath. And just notice your body releasing expectations. You're not outward looking for anything. You're just breathing and allowing. We're all being grateful for this moment, grateful for the health that we have, considering that I am in a healthy state, I am in a healthy mentality. Recognize that within yourself. Don't allow fear-based thoughts or words to come in, and just breathe into that. And you might start to feel tingling or heat or cold or sweating or temperature changes, pressure or pain, and that's all okay. If you start to feel emotional, that's all right too. And just breathe into this. Let it go. No expectations, and receive. I'm in a state of receiving for my highest and greatest good. And it's hard to receive for a lot of people. They know how to give. So be in a receptive state. You might feel like your heart is expanding or palpitations. It might feel a little bit like anxiety or triggers coming up, and that's all right. Just take a breath in if you're feeling that. And as you're breathing in, light's coming in. And now we're going to go ahead and take all this light from the crown chakra, and we're going to ground this energy through you. Bringing it down through the head, down through the throat, heart, back, spine, abdomen, sacrum, root down the bottom of your feet. And now everybody taking a breath in, send and visualize. If you can't visualize, just feel the heat from your body going down and out of the bottom of your feet. We've got to connect to the earth because we are electronic. So we need to make sure we are grounded. Down, 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 down. Take a breath in and release anything that no longer serves you. If you make a sound, even better. Then bring your hands into heart space and give gratitude to that is greater than you.
I can
and
do
so
that.
Be it.
So be it. See, I love that affirmation. So be it. Receive it. Claim it, y'all. I'm not kidding. Y'all better quit playing. Get some hearts on the screen. Okay. I don't know
if you just felt something, go ahead and type it in the comments what you just felt. If you felt hot, cold, saw colors, felt pressure, emotions, memories, tingling, pain, anything. If you feel like it was out of the ordinary for the moment, please go ahead and just let us know what you felt. No matter how small or insignificant you think it is, post it.
Okay. So now, Nelsita, is that I think you're
it's an angel that I called, to help, to be with us, so they could feel the energy of healing.
Tracy says that she felt heat.
Felt heat.
Yeah.
That's great. When we're feeling heat, that is the masculine aspect of energy. And that means it's like an expansion, like new energy is coming in. So cold is relating to the feminine side, the passive side. That's when we're kind of releasing. But heat is like the buildup of new energy. So you let go of something and you replace it with light.
Okay. Margie Moffat, or Margaret, sorry, Margie. I've known her since I was a little kid. Margaret Moffat says that she felt release.
Very good. And that was in a short time. So imagine if we had this as a weekly routine or as a daily routine, or even if it was more than just 1 minute, so much happened in just that one moment.
Wow. Good morning, Vera Jackson. Thank you for stopping by. I didn't even hear your car pull up. And Shelly Dale, good morning to all of you. In case you've just joined us, we're here this morning, kicking off our week with some light workers, getting some Reiki in, and a lot of light work on ourselves, because, you know, everything nowadays with the pandemic and everything is physical.
Yes.
But, you know, my husband and I, he's a therapist, we did a special a couple of weeks ago, right at the front end of this thing, to remind everybody, don't forget about your mental health. And today, it's another reminder from a place of love to not forget about your spiritual self, more now than ever, because, you know, you can't stay healthy. Let's talk about that. Isn't it true that if you're in denial, that's why I say you can lie to everybody and everything in the universe. Just don't lie to yourself. Because if you lie to yourself about, I'm not afraid, I'm not worried, I'm not this, I'm not stressed, I got this, and you really, really don't somewhere, it's okay. Because, you know, the thing about fear, just like joy, it doesn't come in quantities like pints, quarts, or gallons. If you have your pinky toe is fear-based and you dip it into the biggest ocean of love, it's going to get in there and poison all of the water. You don't got to dive in and your whole body be submerged, just the tip of your pinky toe, because it's like oil and water. You cannot have them both at the same time. It's one or the other. There's only two choices in this world, the one you make and the one you didn't. So, Dominique, what about the way people, you know, we're going to have to learn a new way of trusting.
Okay.
Others, you know how it is. You go walking in your neighborhood. Remember a few weeks ago, people didn't even want eye contact. And it's true. I'm seeing more and more people speak of, what's wrong with everybody? Why are they looking like that? And if they see you standing in a group, say it's all your family, you live in the same house, there's 6 of you. My sister said that this weekend, they were all standing in the driveway and the cars that were driving by were looking at them like, oh, look at you guys, not thinking, okay, that's just a big family. So the way that we look at each other, that natural trust because we're naturally inclined to trust, not to distrust, but that's Correct. Changing.
Yes.
Talk about that.
So, but this is all because it's being pushed on us so much. It's like playing on repeat. So there's like no escaping from it unless you're really shutting it out completely. The notion that I am not safe, I am not well, I am not healthy. It is the belief in there. Once you start to believe that that's a potentiality for you, it becomes, like you said, that little toe in the water. Or like I like to say, once you have white paint, no matter if you put black paint in it, no matter how little, it's no longer white. It's compromised. The color has been compromised. Mm-hmm. So we have to be able to understand and be in that present moment, because fear is coming from things that are out of our control and typically coming from a future situation or a future circumstance that hasn't come to us yet. So really it's living in a fear and anxiety based state. And so we're going to replicate what we see and what we consume. If everything that we're consuming right now is negative, if everything that we're consuming right now is fear based, we're going to just regurgitate that. Irregardless, because 90% of the things that we absorb that are out of our control, that are just on the subconscious level, it's just going to replicate itself the next day, because our thoughts replicate themselves every single day until we shift something. So consume things that are higher vibration. This is so important. If you're trying to take care of yourself right now, it's okay. Like I explained to my mother, it's okay to understand what's going on in the world, but you don't want to stay in that moment. Take the information in and then go, okay, so what can I do? So today what I can do is that I can breathe mindfully. I can take vitamins. I can stay inside. I can drink hot liquids. You have a lot of power over this, and mental state, spiritual state are deeply affected, affecting your physical state when they're not in their balanced state.
Okay. Couple things real quick. Shelly Dale said that while we were doing the Reiki, she said she felt twitching until she turned her hands up.
Up like this or up like this?
I don't know. Well, you can explain that, Shelly.
Well, if Shelly, if you're going this way, that means you're sending out. If you're going this way, you're receiving.
Ah, okay. Well, let's see if she says anything about that. Now, a couple points of interest that I wanted to get out here. Earlier, when you were doing the Reiki, I was peeking through my eyes. I was like, you know what? If anybody's watching, they can see me going like this because I wrote down because I was supposed to. In my opinion, in my universe, I know what I was told. And one of the greatest sets of synonyms is possibilities versus opportunities. They are one and the same. And I want you all to understand that when you're considering these things, when you're looking at anything, an opportunity or a possibility, because they are one and the same. Just know this. In order for you to really get it, to really see it, to really experience it, it's not a shared custody kind of tiptoe in, poke your head in the door, and then go back out and say and expect to get it. This is the kind of thing you have to step fully into it, look at it from top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner. If you really want it, that's commitment. That is desire in its fullness. And that's the only way to get it. And I want you to understand this. In this day and age, with all the news and all of the special things that come on during the day, your governor comes on, the FEMA people come on, Dr. Fauci comes on, the president might come on. You don't know, oh, that's fake news. Oh, look at this video somebody sent me. Oh, this and the other. Listen, beware of 0-calorie content. You are consuming. You are looking for your bread. You are seeking. Beware of 0-calorie content. If it is not giving you something of value, and value is truth. Truth is value. It has a ring to it, like a silent dog whistle. If something to you know that just don't sound right, then that's why, because it ain't right. But then if you keep looking at it, revisiting it, you will convince yourself that it is something, and that's really based in second guessing. The first mind is connected to source and the creator. Everything after that is second, and that's why they call it second guessing. So I want you beware of 0-calorie content. And nowadays, that includes things like gossip. Gossip. If you're going to take something in right now more than ever, make sure it's full of good, juicy, fattening calories that are going to help you grow. Okay, back to you, ladies. Sorry, came over me.
No, that makes perfect sense. So we should be in a state of receiving what, everybody's kind of bored right now. They don't even know what they want to learn or what they like. But open your YouTube University is available for everybody, for everything. So just go down one little, minuscule rabbit hole and see what you can. Be careful on what you feed the soul. That is a great
ringing the bell on that.
Yes,
ringing the bell. Thank you, Margie. That is absolute gold.
And the information that we're taking in is creating a mood, right? That mood, if we sustain it, it creates a personality. If we hold on to that mood for too long. So if we're absorbing 0-calorie content, and that creates we'll call it a low mood, right? Mm-hmm. Then we're going to sustain that now because we keep consuming that content, and it becomes part of our personality. We start to shift. Our whole being starts to shift. We believe that we can do it ourselves a disservice much more rapidly than we believe that we can hold ourselves up above the water, because it seems more plausible. It seems more believable, but that's only because the consumption of information that you've taken to this point has made you believe that.
That's right. Because when you're starving for something, like a lot of people starve for the truth, and you don't have to starve when it comes to the truth, because it's all around you. I can look at a tree and say, look at that. That's proof. That's the truth. And I'm fed. I can look at the sky. I can look at the awesomeness of the creation, which is human, which is me, and see the truth and be fed. You don't, there's no reason anybody needs to be starving when it comes to the truth. It's all around us. That's why if you sit in one spot and start naming off things you're grateful for, gratitude will change the day. By the time you run out of things to be grateful for, the day will be over. That's because truth is all around you, but you've got to be looking for it. So if you're letting any old thing in, you're going to stay fear-based, and you're going to, what you put in is the only thing you can really offer out.
Right. And like attracts like. So not only are you just putting it out, you're calling it back to you.
Calling it back and blaming it. And when you don't get what you need, you blame it on everything but what it is that's stopping it. You, me, right? So, you know, these are real times, you guys. And it's, I know the creator that I believe in and serve has never done anything that isn't for something good. If in the long run, when push comes to shove and you look back over your shoulder and you go, wow, look at that yellow brick road. Wow, I get it now. Because that's when it all starts to make sense. It's when it all starts to come together. And I'm saying every day, you guys, there is a recommitment to seeking the truth now more than ever. It's always been there. It's never changed.
And people tell me all the time, I can't meditate. So I can't get to that point because I can't meditate. People who meditate don't walk into meditation and go, look at me, I'm Zen master. That's not how that works.
How's it work?
It works by showing up. And just like when you go to the gym, you go and you lift up a very heavy weight. The weight drops. And then you go, man, that was hard. I'm going to lift it back up. And you build, and because the weight is the resistance, you lift it back up and you keep doing that a couple times and you consider those reps. So now you're building physical muscle. When you start to lose focus in meditation and you bring it back to center, back to focus, you did a rep. And that's supposed to happen. That's supposed to build your spiritual muscle, because once you start, the whole purpose of meditation is not to just be silent. It is to shut off the analytical mind. The analytical mind is what keeps us in different brain frequencies that are in stress mode, because a lot of times, especially since we're talking about fear, especially now, if we're living in that fear state base, we are in stress and constant stress. Stress, it produces chemicals in your body that accelerate cancer things, inflammation, illnesses, and diseases. So if we take that time to meditate daily, 20 minutes a day, you are actually, like your phone, you are resetting. And then what's happening is that iOS is uploading, right? You're getting the new iOS, and then you're coming back to a nice new clean phone that runs twice as fast as it did before the reset. And this is cumulative. So if we do it every day, and I challenge you guys, even 5 minutes a day of focused intention for 7 days, you're going to see how monumental your body feels. I have fibromyalgia, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, arthritis, and I started my business because I was so sick. I was bedridden for weeks. And an angel came to me and told me how to get these things done. And I wasn't able to walk. I couldn't physically walk 10 feet from my bed. Meditation and Reiki has shifted my life to the point where I have climbed 19,000 feet, where I have gone across the country by myself when everything was being done for me because I was disabled. And I'm going to use the air quotes for that. So we have to understand that we are responsible for our internal health, and releasing those states of stress. It creates healing. Our fibers can reconnect. Our mind can just, start to produce the good feel chemicals that we need. You shift.
There it is. Shift. Another one there. Put some hearts up on the screen. Listen, I can't believe I just looked at the clock. I got my notification from the production that it's time. We flew through this hour. I can't thank you enough. Dominic Rivera, as always. We want to start, if it's okay, I'm going to ask you, I'll reach out and see if you can do it. We'll work around your schedule, but we'd love to have you back once a month, at least. Yes. Feel free to bring Nelsita or anyone else you'd like with you. Nelsita, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. You're making me dizzy popping in and out, but I get it. That's your first experience by fire. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you are. And we look forward to having you back again as well, solo or with your teacher, Dominic Rivera. But listen, we are out of time. I want to thank everybody. Be the best you can be. Remember, you can't be a blessing until you see the blessing. So if you want to see the blessing, you know what you do. You get up in the morning and you go find yourself the very nearest mirror. Look into it, and you'll be looking directly into the eyes of the first blessing of the day, yourself. Get out there and do what we do. Love up on everyone you can. All you have to say is every experience and every person, my goal is to leave them a little bit better than the way I found them. Watch what happens when you do that. Join me here tomorrow. It'll be Alaska and Charlie Xavier all the way from Italy. And we're going to talk about how to keep our insides, our guts, and our everything that we're doing, our consumption during this quarantine and beyond at optimum peak level. So thank you so much, Dominique. I love you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.